Yeah, here I wanted to show you. Took me a few years to figure this out, but now we keep track of all the feed and all the hay that's fed on every pasture. Goats, sheep, cows, even if we got cows and goats together, cows and sheep together. And as it's fed, then we put it down on the sheet. And you can see here, some days maybe we fed a bale and 6 buckets of DDG, maybe a half a bale, whatever it is, we put down underneath the pasture that they've been fed at. And so I can, at the end of every month, then I take this sheet, take it inside, and I put it in another spreadsheet, and tallies up how much that cost us, how much hay we're feeding them, how much DDG, and then the cost for each of those. And that way then when we keep track of that all year, and then maybe we'll know if we're paying rent for that pasture, or some pastures we don't pay rent. We can figure up the cost of however many kids, lambs, or calves that come off of there, and what it cost us to feed them, take care of their mothers, to kid or lamb them there. Then then you know if, hey, are you making a profit, or are you profitable, or maybe you're not. Otherwise you may never know. And so here's some 2-year-old does. They'll kid the first time as 2-year-olds. I don't even kid them to kid as 1-year-olds. We've got places I can put them and just let them grow out. It really didn't cost me anything. And I just don't, it just doesn't fit in our program to kid 1-year-old does. They're just going to be more problem. They're not going to milk as good. I'd probably want to keep them closer to home. I can take these off to places that people want brush control, and I got set up for them. There you see the guard dogs. Those are Anatolian crossed with Akbash dogs there. They're a couple of really good dogs. Just stay up here with them 24/7. They don't care. Bad weather, good weather. They're just part of the herd. There you can see a buck we have in here. There's a couple more in here. I think there's, I don't know, 95 or 100 of these in here. There's a Kiko buck. Thinking we might have raised him. I don't know if he's a 2-year-old maybe. But we're giving him 4 buckets of DDG, and we'll unroll part of a bale here and then go feed the sheep the rest of the bale. Alright, so that didn't look like 100 does down there, so we went around the pasture, see if there was some more. We didn't see any. That's probably all of them. It never looks like all of them, but it usually is. But then we found this doe down here by herself, and she's got well, it's a chlamydia type of a pink eye, but she's got it on both eyes. It's usually, you'll see this when you come through a storm. You know, we had a couple different winter storms come through here, freezing rain and cold. It's just a stress will bring it on. If you buy new goats and bring them home, it's not unusual to have this happen to them. You know, a couple weeks after you bring them home, they start getting some bad eyes. And if you have them up, you know, I've doctored them with like an LA 300 type antibiotic shot, but I really can't tell you if it helps that much. But you got to do something, right? But there's sometimes they're out on pasture and it's going to be more stress trying to get them up than it's worth. And if they just get it in one eye, they'll get over it. It'll look terrible. But if they get it in 2 eyes, you know, you really need to bring them in, because they can't find feed and water. And so we caught her. And I didn't have a tie rope with me. I found this old strap. And the way I tie I go up just to throw in the back of the truck and to take her home. It's like you would tie up a calf, like if you use a calf roper. It's just a 3-leg tie-in. So that's what we'll do with her. So I'll make a loop in this. You put that on the front foot. Put that on the front foot, put the front foot on the bottom, grab the 2 back feet, lay them on top of that, and wrap them all together and pull it really tight, you know, in between each wrap. You don't want them getting loose, coming out of the truck on your way home. So I just take as many wraps as we have strapped in this case, and then when you start, be quiet now, you're into my video. So now then you'll get towards the end, you'll go through just a 2 instead of 3. Take a half hitch. We're going to have to put this whole buckle on. And then we'll do it again on her. Sometimes you just gotta make do with what you got. You don't want to come all the way back up here and get her again. So I'm just gonna throw her on the back of the pickup. Hopefully she'll ride there. We'll take her back home and we'll put her in a small pen there where she can eat and drink, and we'll give her an antibiotic type shot, like an LA 300. Probably give her 5 cc's. And we'll do that subcutaneous underneath the skin. As you can see her eyes here. And it just gets where they can't see. Now, they might get a lot worse than that, but they'll get over it. You'll think that they're going to lose her eye. You'll think it's just really terrible. Honestly, I've had them long enough. I've had it happen. Some of them I don't eat. If it's just one eye, they'll get over it and they'll be fine. They can still get along, be at the hurt. But the 2 eyes, that can be an issue. You better just go ahead and catch them. Take them in and doctor them and keep them in for a while. So yeah, we're up here giving the rest of this bale to these sheep. There's I don't know, probably about 85 ewes up here being bred. They should be bred by now. And these 3 donkeys. I'm not a big fan of my donkeys. We got them. I'm going to try them again, but I didn't have great success last year as far as them being protectors or keeping dogs and coyotes away. And they definitely do not keep eagles away. So just want to keep that in mind. We've started having a lot of eagles even over winter here. We had some up here the other day. I'm sure they're still hanging around. So you'll find the sheep are more grazers. They probably just go out and graze if they have anything rather than eat hay. Goats would eat some hay, and but they will like to graze. And cows, they'll always eat hay, seems like this time of year. But these are pretty good ewes up here. They're just coming 3-year-olds. No, they're coming 2-year-olds. They had their first lamb last year as a 1-year-old, and so they've got they're just now 2 years old. So, and this is a real pretty spot here. This is our home place where I live. You can see over here's our barn and house. Down there, you can't see it behind the trees. That'd be the loafing shed area. You can look over here. You can see some of those yearlings back there that we're feeding with the feeders, the feeding corn to. And you can see, if you look clear off on the horizon, that's Travis's house. And Travis just has about 2-mile drive to work every day. So that's really nice for both of us. And so it's handy. It's maybe too handy for him, but it's really handy for me. But yeah, you get up on this hill. It's a real pretty place. I'm sure we'll take a lot more videos. We get up here, especially in the summertime, and it's green and pretty. Yeah, you can see a long ways. There's that doe we tied up. She's still hanging out in the back of the truck. Hopefully she'll make the ride back to the house. It's only about half a mile. We'll keep an eye on her. She'll be okay. There's a couple of our rams right there, a dark one, and then there's maybe 3 of them there. Lighter colored one, just 2. I think there's a 3rd one. There he is right here, that white one. He's lost some body condition up here, but guess that just means he's doing his job, I hope. But see these sheep, how much I just gave them a bale of hay, but not really interested as long as they got something out here to graze on. They'd really rather graze. They will sometimes go up and eat that hay. And we noticed them eating more when we had ice storms and ice on everything. But now they're back to grazing, and this pasture has a little bit more in it than some of those pastures we were in. Alright, so we're going to give her, so we got 5.5, 6 cc's. This is LA 300 antibiotic. And so we're just going to put under her skin. Now you can pull the skin out, kind of, just to get under her skin. Just kind of like that. And just give it to her kind of slow. Which is the only way you can give this on a cold day. It gets really thick. Alright. There you go, girl. And we'll untie her and we'll put her in with these sheep. I hope she likes sheep because she's going to be with these sheep for a while. Take off this makeshift rope here. Yeah, she can bump around. She'll find food and water now in this smaller pen. Or else we'll make sure she gets food and water. There you go. It's Greg Christensen at Grandview Livestock. I think we've had a big day for you now. I don't want to tire you out today. We still got half day's worth of work to do, but